We'll talk
over each other.
Who says alrighty? Everyone. I say alrighty all the time. Take it away, Tim.
Top right corner. Going to be Ostojiy.
Which we will be fixing that
Purple
scoreboard.
Zerg player.
Because I just like the control. I love hitting Control N. It's almost as cool as hitting Control F.
Well, we did play him for, what, forever, and we always had to hit Control N. We got yelled at if we didn't, so it's like ingrained into our mechanics.
It was actually like part of the overlay. It was pretty clever how they built that one.
Mm-hmm.
You could like, the overlay was basically, actually I think some other tournaments have done it as well. Iron Squid, maybe?
We invented it.
They have it.
Bottom left corner as well, guys. Team EG
Godulous.
Going to be Huck, red Protoss player. And Ostojiy just saying in chat here, he actually looked for that one probe that the aggression came from. He had a Ling all queued up everywhere, and he just missed it barely. Just different points, unfortunately. And Huck got a little bit on the lucky side there with getting a couple of pylons down without it being scouted, even though Ostojiy was being vigilant with trying to look for him. So that's all they're talking about a little bit, talking about school and all that fun stuff. But anywho, into the game. We do have a forward flex most likely going to be happening here for Huck.
Yeah. We'll have to, he's double chronoed on the lower ground here, so, I mean, it can be your later 15 Forge, which is, you know, something we see MC do, for instance. It's a little bit more greedy, you just get the Forge a little bit later, or more than likely it is Daybreak, 16, 17 Nexus to follow that up. And a little bit of mineral tricking here, but not going to be able to do much more as he has, unfortunately, mined his minerals. If you want to ultimately deny an incredible amount of mining from your opponent, you actually never want to mine to the point where you get minerals. Right about ready now, you'd start mining, and that would force this drone to be like, I can't mine there, and he'll go somewhere else. And then when the other drone comes, you actually pull away and then click again. And then that drone will show up and be like, he'll run away.
A little bit of disruption.
Yeah, man. I actually wish that the drones would like make a noise when it happened.
Heart of the Swarm, man. Couple months. Could happen.
Oh, the Heart of the Swarm music.
Submit it.
I just was listening to it last night.
It's really good. I like the Zerg music. I told you about the Zerg music, actually. I really enjoyed it. And the cinematic,
well, that's why I turned
everything.
it on, because I actually, I'm a big fan of just groove sharking while I just, you know,
chilling.
Find new tunes, yeah.
Game's looking a little bit more normal here. We had a 15 pull into a follow-up into a 15 hatchery here from Ostojiy, and then we actually had a Nexus first from Huck. So everything looking a tad bit normal. His timings will be a tad bit more powerful with going for that Nexus first. We'll see. I don't think Huck really does Sentry Immortal, and I don't think I've ever seen him pull it off. Although I have it, he did a stream before Pro League, or before GSL actually. He did like random builds to throw off his opponents actually if they were watching the streams, which is really funny. But it's not really in his repertoire, so I don't expect him to be going that route.
that's super smart.
Yeah,
I've probably fallen for that a few times.
Just watching somebody stream and learning the build orders and like, oh no, that's not the build order.
Yeah, I mean it worked for X-Lev, I'll say that much. Studied his stream a lot right before a big CBT. But I forget what match we had with him, but we had a pretty prominent match. I was like, I really want to see his playstyle, and it's very consistent.
Yeah. Because this is the way to go. He loves streamlining his builds. Actually, I remember him talking about it on the stream. But we do have a Roachborn followed up here from Ostojiy. He is going to get aggressive, and man, he really just wants to end games early.
Yeah. Huck has his Cyber Core in the front in a very much susceptible position. And what you want to do if you're going ultimately to lose this Cyber Core, as we see Huck is not making a Zealot. He has not sent out a probe to go scouting. This may very well hit his base with no knowledge. If he survives it, here's a Stalker going down actually. If he survives it, then you want to go into Stargate Tech before your Cyber Core falls. You know, if you get the cannons down. If he doesn't get the cannons down, he's probably gonna die. There's 5 roaches.
Roaches moving across the middle of the map, and there is that little angle there where the photon cannon cannot touch it. That's why Andrew was talking about the Cybernetics core going down right away.
This actually is not as many roaches as it could be. Let's say that. 8 to 10 is a lot more common with your all-in roach builds. This is very middle of the road out of Ostojiy.
Yeah, this build is just designed to kill something off that's in the way, some important tech. And if you can sneak into the natural and get some more probes killed off, but it's just designed to kill off some tech. As you see him just droning up heavily. He could even go for a third behind us as well. He's going to walk in though and go straight for the photon cannon actually.
Yeah, he's going to go for the kill. Ostojiy is about to lose a roach here. He should definitely micro that back. Not quick enough. Loses the roach. The cannon goes down. And now only 5 roaches remain. He did reinforce this with 1 additional roach. Pylon goes down, but a force field going to clog the entrance. The Stalker continuing to get out damage. Roaches are getting lower and lower by the second. The Cyber Core is still at full health.
Wow, the Stalkers are just nailing on top of these roaches the whole entire time. There's stuff in the way constantly. These Lings can't get in. They can't get any surface area as well. That Photon Cannon is going to finish up. And oh snap, lands a force field to deal with those
That was huge.
If they get this probe, that would be nice for them. But
I actually don't know if he can kill the Cyber Core now. The Stalker's able to hit it. He's trying to hit the gateway. The Stalker's done. Yeah, he's not going to be able to take... he's definitely not going to take it out in time, actually. And suddenly an advantage that could have been huge for Ostojiy, having, you know, just going through the Cyber Core here, resetting the tech for Huck. Huck is now in a great position here moving into this mid-game as Ostojiy only has 2 bases and an extremely low drone count. He's actually tied on workers with Huck.
Man, what Huck defend that with? 1 Stalker, 1 Sentry, and the gateway goes down.
He did get a second Sentry out, but it was beautiful.
Yeah, initially
beautiful
just a force field landing there. Nice job there from Huck. Definitely approve of that. And just the icing on the cake there was the force field to keep those roaches and Lings stuck in there.
Yep.
But yeah, as you mentioned, first off, we had a Nexus fan first, so he's booming in economy now. He's going to be feeling really good about it. I wouldn't be surprised to see some kind of crazy all-in from Huck, very gateway-based, to be honest with you. And actually, yeah, there's a Robo. What do we have? 4 gateways on the way. So
he's opening with Immortals. He's got +1 on the way. Immortal Sentry all-in is a very likely follow-up here. We need to really just see a 3rd gas go down here for Huck, or a 3rd and 4th actually is possible as well. He just wants to wait on those because he had to rebuild gateways, he had to drop cannons down, and that slows down his build pretty substantially here. So for now, you know, just keep continuing to make sure you can make units.
Yeah, we'll see if that's the plan for him. If he stays just on 2 bases, he can just stay with Zella. He does with that Zella pressure. We saw game in number 1. Likes to spread them out and get them all over the place so if he has an extra amount of units compared to his opponent. So that could be his plan here, but yeah, he's just going to get really strong very soon here. What is Ostojiy doing? He's falling up into a 3rd hatchery. It's about to finish up, but he's getting an idea. Something could be coming his way. 6 roaches on the way, 10 Lings being queued up, +1. Range attack has been started up, and speed, all of his upgrades are coming very soon. We need to see when Huck wants to move out, when he wants to get a pylon out so he can start warping in units.
I mean, Huck is only about... Let's take a look at this, guys. A lot of times these attacks move out only about a minute after your 3rd Immortal spawns. So his 3rd Immortal's looking like, you know, it's going to spawn in about 40 seconds here, 10:40. A lot of times these attacks move out around 9:30 or so. So Huck's only about a minute and a half behind his regular build. Ostojiy, on the other hand, well, is going to catch a couple of Stalkers here, which is going to be nice for him. But overall, he is extremely delayed right now. Galil Reconstitution going to finish at 11 minutes?
Well, with those Stalkers going down, actually this pressure has slowed down a lot because Huck has no idea what's on the field now. He's got an observer in the top left corner? Is that what that is? No, it's just an Overlord.
I was gonna say,
so the code looks a little bit weird.
No, he started his Robo actually with Immortals.
Yeah,
here's the Warp Prism following it up right now, and Huck is going to be pushing out. I mean, these sentries have a lot of energy. Ostojiy only has a very small quantity of units right now.
Moving forward, Warp Prism will hop out with reinforcements, but Ostojiy again just popping out. Yes, and this isn't as many sentries as you normally see in a Sentry Immortal, and it's a little bit on the delayed side.
Yeah, it is a little low.
But still, with a lot of energy that is on there, he does have a decent amount ready for him to go. Lings will pop in here. Zealot, though, will defend the Immortal.
The A-Walk there definitely not working out in Huck's favor. Coming in from both sides. This may be exactly what Ostojiy needs. But beautiful force fields are going to cut these units in half. And Huck may have just secured himself the game with some of the most fantastic force fields we've seen today.
And then Ostojiy didn't follow with attacking into the Zealots at least, getting some damage, and he tried to scurry away, and he was on right click, unfortunately. He hopped back to his natural, get ready for his units, or did a Larva inject then. And it was just so hurtful for him because he lost, what, 6, 7 roaches there for free. They are going to charge in, though, and try and get these Immortals. Roaches do pop out, and it looks like he may very well just hold this, but he has lost his hatchery. Zealots running in right away. The Immortals, though, so darn strong, especially with that added upgrade.
Now, Huck can't retreat from this, so he's going to be forced to engage. The Roaches going in are going to target fire down these Immortals. This is a little bit of a tricky situation. We got Huck with only 50 supply right now. Ostojiy has 110, but he does have Roaches. You know, that inflates your supply by a fair margin. He's going to be trying to reestablish this 3rd. Let's look at the workers.
46 to 42. We also have Huck moving straight into Robotics Bay as well. So if he can get a Colossus on the ground, any aggression that comes from Ostojiy will be nullified, but it's got to be quick here. Needs to immediately start chrono boosting it out, especially if Ostojiy wants to get aggressive. Ostojiy, though, just going for a 3rd.
He can, yeah.
Droning up, getting +2, and going for Infestors. So Huck at this point needs to get an Observer on the field so he can get an idea of what exactly Ostojiy is going for.
just remembering one of the things about Huck on this map, actually. On Daybreak, he loves building all of his structures here. He'll like wall off this ramp and just fill everything in this general area of the map and leave his main base relatively empty. That's especially going to become true as, you know, he moves and takes this third base. We see another pylon going down. And expect that wall off, and then he really just focuses on protecting this area. But right now he does have to fend off this attack from Ostojiy, which is currently battering down his destructible debris. He's got 2 Immortals on the field. Will that be enough?
Ostojiy getting 3 overlords out as well. Really wants to keep up this aggression. Colossus is a little under halfway done. Really need this in the competition to help out with this defense. Starting to warp in units right away. But he's holding off Huck from really moving into a third, which is really helpful. Allows him to get his Infestor Tech out, move that passing lands up, and just keep a little bit of aggression on. Just poke in here and there, but don't get force fielded in. That's all he's got to do here, and he should be okay. I would like to see him go for a 4th, though, behind all this.
Ostojiy's up to 56 workers. If he can continue droning, I really like his position right now. I mean, he's got Infestors. Pathogen Glands is going to spawn, of course, at the right time here. And he's delaying this third out of Huck just incredibly long amount of time. The Ling is still burrowed here. Is there actually even an observer on the map?
No, he hasn't made one yet.
I mean, he's not going to be able to make this third for a very long time. At least another minute or 2. So Ostojiy, no reason to attack right now. He just needs to play it safe, play it steady, throw down some spine crawlers. He's already got 3 at this third base. If he can continue droning and get some more spines maybe at the front of this natural expansion, he'll be in a great position. Pylon going down, but he can't drop that Nexus. That Ling's in the way.
Oh man, this is just going to trigger Huck to go for probably a 3 Colossi timing. It's all he can really do. If you delay your expansion any longer, they're just going to start to overwhelm you as they get their 4th base and move up in tech overall. He's going to go ahead and start up his, what is that, +2 attack queued up right away?
Now +3.
No, +3 attack. Yeah, so there we go. Thermal Lance about to finish up at the same time. He's even photon canning this third as well. Oh, there we go. So he can finally get some vision, but I really feel like this next is going to be way too late.
It's going to be extremely late. Notably, though, Ostojiy is not going to Hive. He's actually just making a Spire, maybe for a Mutalisk transition or something of that nature. We'll have to see exactly what does happen. The Infestors are here. The Colossus are getting off some volleys, but they're caught in the front. Fungal growth on both of the Colossus are going to not be target fired down. Beautiful force fields from Huck going to trap those roaches, actually just out of range of finishing the Colossi, and they both live in the red. Huck on the verge of throwing the game away, but somehow has an incredible engagement.
Wow, force fields were so key there. Suddenly we have Huck being a little bit closer to supply, 150 to 133, but the Roach is going for that counterattack, running straight into the natural and into the main once again. Is going to keep Huck on the back end here, but saving those 2 Colossi were very important for him. Moving into a couple more as well as we have them being popped out, but suddenly we have these probes a little bit in trouble. We have Ostojiy doing some micro here and there. Are there Roaches still in the natural as well doing damage? Did Huck deal with them? Yes, he did deal with them, so he will clean that up. And Ostojiy is forced to pull back, and suddenly we have a 3 base versus 3 base.
Oh, we do, and Huck maintaining those Colossi, as you said, was so important for him. Our 11 kills, 6 kills, they are going to be worth their weight in gold in the future. It's actually what's preventing Ostojiy right now from pushing and winning this game.
Huck going to go ahead and replace that Forge as well as add another on to the mixture here. So double Forge upgrades will be on the way for Huck. He'll be able to start moving into those Plasma Shields. Did he actually cancel that +3? Did it? Was it barely in time?
You know what? Let's actually take a look and see if that completed. It did not.
Oh my gosh, he canceled the +3 as well. So that explains why Huck's going into +2 too, or the double Forges, and it looks like he's going to go ahead and move across the middle of the map. 3 Colossi are quite strong here.
Both players, though, caught on opposite sides of the map. One of the features that we love about Daybreak, I actually love about a map like Starry Night as well. Ostojiy's going to be attacking the third. Where will Huck go? Will he dive it in for the natural? This is a little bit advantageous for Huck. He's going to be hitting the vital structures of his opponent. Ostojiy, meanwhile, is just going to be hitting one of these extraneous expansions. Also, sentries are here to slow things down a little bit and delay Ostojiy from getting in that damage.
Double force fields and landed, so now we are effectively in base crate scenario here. Third should be going down for Huck. It's going to be really hard for him to defend that. In fact, his probes are actually getting stuck by his own force field. There they go. They will make it through, and they're actually one little probe altogether, so they sneak on by, and it looks like that natural will be going down here for Ostojiy, and that is actually his hive tech as well. He created it there. So again, that's really painful as well, because if he does lose some of his higher techs here, he won't be able to go back up for a while.
He will not.
And spawning pool going down, infestation pit, so he can't create the infestation pit. He cannot recreate that spire as well, because he will not have a lair on the field. And now it's a bit of a weird scenario for both players as Ostojiy is keeping up the pressure, and Immortal will be able to get some free pot shots from here. A force field does land once again, and it looks like, oh no, Ostojiy's pulling back, but it might be too little too late.
Yeah, Huck is going to be able to hold at that natural with the cannons, the Immortals, the Sentries, with all of those units. And now Huck is just ravaging Ostojiy apart back at home. He's killed the natural. He's killing all these production structures. The Spire's gone. The spawning pool's in danger. Overlords are dying. And these units are actually, he's going to come up the ramp right now and defend at home. The Corruptors are going to get target fired, and that's going to mean the Colossus are going to be that much more potent here in this final engagement of Ostojiy, because I think this is all he's really got left at this point.
Now we actually have Huck in a weird position where he can't run straight down that ramp because there's infestors there with Fungals. So if they all run down at once, they get Fungaled in, and they will do a lot of damage. That's actually a great point. So he's kind of stuck here in the main. Would be funny to see Huck actually go straight for a mothership and do a recall back to his main, but that would take forever and a half. It's just a weird way to go down. You try and poke with your Colossi a little bit, and maybe find an opportunity to blink down and get on top of those infestors. No, you can't fight, but it's just really weird.
Get a Warp Prism, shuttle them out one Colossus at a time.
That'd be intensive micro. I would be impressed.
No, he's making Immortals, actually. Huck is still only on this base here. But, you know, maybe if he can sandwich this army from both sides, he actually just trapped a ton of roaches. Oh, wow.
Down pretty quickly. And these Stalkers are doing a good job of making sure these Corruptors can't get in and do any damage. So it's a weird dance back and forth. We need Ostojiy behind us to try and grab a third base. And he's got a lair on the way, so he can fall up into this Infestation Pit and Aspire once again. But he's stuck on his Roach Tech for now.
Corruptors are not going to be able to poke in here and get in damage. The Colossus are doing a great job standing back.
Oh, that Burrow really paying for Ostojiy here. It's the second time he's been denying this third base, I guess you can call it at this point. I feel like it'd be just another main now because Huck's all mained out. But +3 finally being queued up once again for Huck. Does have the extra forge as well, so we can go ahead and get some armor popped in if he needs to. But just really focused on this engagement here. This is
neither
what both
player
players
can
are staring
actually
at.
fight. This is so interesting because Ostojiy can't push up this ramp. He's going to get his forces cut in half by the sentries. But at the same time, Huck definitely cannot escape from this. Huck is not working his way towards a mothership, as mentioned before, which would, I mean, honestly, give him an escape route. He is going to trickle up here with an Infestor, though, and this tells him that there is no observer with this army.
That Stalker Scout. He flanked the Stalker down, so he's going to scout for his base mark. Oh, wow, wow, wow. That actually might be
just showed the Infestor was there because he ran a roach up with that Infestor. If Huck noticed that, he's baiting the Colossus forward right now, though. They are trapped in the front. The Corruptors could have gotten in some serious damage. Infested Terrans dropping down in the back. Ostojiy makes it up the ramp, but not with quite enough, I think.
That's really close. The Corruptors will deal with the Colossi.
Oh, wow.
With the Colossi being killed off, this makes it way easier for Ostojiy to pop in. He does have Immortals on the high ground, which is quite helpful, but still really hard to go straight in for engagement. And it looks like Huck's going to get aggressive down here on this bottom natural. I guess this will be the natural base now here for Ostojiy, but Ostojiy does see it and will be bringing some roaches. And he has so many roaches too, though.
6 Immortals with this army. Is there an observer? No, so these roaches will be able to burrow micro, but they are just dying too quickly to actually even manage doing that. 1 Immortal goes down. He's still got 5 more to make his way through simultaneously. Huck is going to be rejoining forces, using everything he's got to take out the Immortals. The roaches are continuing to pile on for Ostojiy, but he's down to just 70 supply with roaches even inflating, and I think Huck might have finally done it. Looking like he's going to take down Ostojiy 2-0.
Nice job there. Huck bringing his whole entire army down to that natural to force Ostojiy to come back and defend it with the majority of his army, which allowed the main army to come down. But awesome play there. GG from Ostojiy. Huck going 2-0, and we'll be going to the finals to face Scarlet.
That's going to be an exciting match of PVZ to finish things off then. Ostojiy saying at the end there, how did I lose? And I feel the same way. You know, he's just in that great position. He had all those roaches. He was going for Spire. He was denying Huck's third. I felt like if he got in a big fight, he could just... Those force fields were so good out of Huck.
Yeah, saving those first 2 initial Colossi as well. Really important moments in the game where Huck came out clutch, where he needed to be, and that just propelled him to the late game. Bit of a weird tiff-off between the 2 players, but again, he came out clutch again, just knew what to do, and it's kind of how Huck plays. He gets into base trade scenarios, and he knows what to do to get himself into a better advantage or a better point to win the game. Yep. Top 3 control, maybe not so much anymore, but definitely top 3 placement with units.
That was phenomenal. If he lost those Colossi, I genuinely believe he would have lost that game. And they were caught. They were caught in Fungals. Force fields literally just pushed the roaches back far enough away that they couldn't fire. It was It was downright sexy.
Beautiful. Alrighty, guys. Get ready for the finals. It's coming your way. Winner will be getting an all-expense-paid trip to IPL. If you want to go to IPL, make sure to visit the websites we mentioned earlier. We'll also pop them up when we come back from the break. 2 minutes and counting.